There's a lot of buzz out there right now about SaaS. I'm not really sure of the meaning. Could you give me some background?
Software as a service, also known as SaaS or cloud computing, typically means software that is a hosted service and is accessed over the internet. It operates from a centralized server, typically multi-tenant, meaning that there are several different customers and/or operators utilizing the same set of servers. Some examples of SaaS companies and/or products include GSU moving their student email to Microsoft Live at EDU and currently migrating over their staff faculty emails. Another very large and well-known SaaS vendor is Salesforce.com, an online CRM system utilized by many companies for tracking and reporting sales numbers and forecasts, as well as managing client relationships and preferences.
It sounds like companies deciding to utilize a SaaS-based platform are giving up a lot of the central control of their data. Why would a company decide to utilize this type of service?
There are actually many compelling reasons to move toward a SaaS-based model, ranging from cost to risk mitigation, speed to market, etc. As depicted, traditional ICE projects need an initial implementation requiring hardware, audits, large IT staffs, and there's also a large risk of running over budget and the project becoming late. A lot of IT projects are unsuccessful. Therefore, SaaS models provide a cheaper cost of entry with less risk. With SaaS, companies save on hardware costs, server support, security audits, and much smaller IT staff to support the applications being utilized. SaaS also has a more predictable ongoing cost, which is very helpful from a budgeting perspective. The ongoing support and maintenance costs are more stable and are delivered by the SaaS vendor on a fairly regular basis. This eliminates the needs for companies to spend time and money determining if new features and/or functions will be compatible with existing systems, as well as eliminates the necessary large IT QA testing staff.
It sounds like the SaaS model is extremely beneficial. Why are all business applications currently utilized in a SaaS model?
While there are many benefits to deploying a SaaS model, many of which we have just mentioned, there are also some items that should be taken into consideration when looking between a SaaS and a more conservative, traditional in-house implementation solution, depending on each company's situations. Some of the pros of the SaaS model include
cost, while this varies by situation and existing infrastructure, especially when considering new projects. SaaS is generally less expensive because there is no need to purchase new hardware, software licenses, and maintenance of a new system. Larger companies may have idle resources that can be used, so it's important to understand the full picture. There's also a lot of risk mitigation thanks to SaaS. Normally, SaaS vendors assume the risk of developing, maintaining, and delivering an application. That being said, CIOs are still accountable to their companies of the quality of the services actually provided, and SaaS vendors should be approached and managed accordingly. Also, one of the benefits of SaaS is flexible contract. The ability for companies to sample products before making a major commitment. For instance, you could have a contract of a couple of months to try a vendor before you buy a model in a longer period. Predictability is also very important because it's going to help your companies to forecast their IT budget. You eliminate the need to develop new features to the system or maintain the infrastructure or applications. SaaS models are typically more predictable from staffing and cost standpoint. One of the last benefits is to have your IT services focus on your business. Ability to free up existing IT staff to focus on delivering new technologies and projects that add value to the business versus focusing on maintaining commodity services such as email services, phone system, etc.
There are some disadvantages to be considered when looking at SaaS. A standard product for all customers. SaaS offers limited customizations options. Companies may instead be required to change their internal operation to work within the scope of the system. Scale. Most SaaS companies focus on small to mid-sized businesses. It is important to investigate the ability of a SaaS provider to service very large organizations. Loss of control. Unlike operating its own systems, companies using SaaS have less ability to control when new features are released and how the data is stored and accessed. Safety of the data. It is important to understand who has access to data. For instance, companies may be protected by US laws, but data may be stored offshore. Enough due diligence is important to fully grasp how the data can be accessed.
There are both pros and cons to consider when looking to move to a SaaS model. It is not perfect for all situations, however, it is still relatively new to the marketplace, and advances are being made constantly to improve its usability across all business sizes. As more and more developers and companies are embracing the SaaS model, improvements are occurring at a more rapid pace. It is easily achievable for web services to be created and deployed in a couple of weeks, whereas in the past, changes to traditional systems could take years to create or change. We also expect for more and more SaaS companies to integrate their functionality with each other, allowing for much more flexible systems to end users and higher adoption rates. SaaS systems have provided companies with many benefits over the past few years, and continued innovation will lead to a much bigger future. We can thank SaaS programs for lowered operating costs, much faster deployments of systems, and real-time reporting of data for analysis and business decisions. Growth has been steady, and in 2009, total SaaS revenues were approximately $7.5 billion. By 2013, SaaS revenues are projected to almost double to $14 billion, ensuring it will be around for years to come.